One last question, and I wanted to keep this one for the patrons. Anything happened behind the scenes that is just kind of kept away from daylight that you saw where you were like, okay, that's fascinating, that's interesting, that's a little bit weird? Because I've never been to one of these debates before. And so seeing the people come out for the debates and everything else, I'm fascinated by it. You have people who are supporters of all of the candidates, of various candidates. You have people who hate all of the candidates. People who are there just the boo on you folks. What was it like? I mean, and let me ask this in two ways. What is it like doing this as an independent journalist? I think that's the most interesting part, because I think the last time you were here, were you with TYT at that point?
Mm-hmm.
So what is it like doing this on your own? I mean, because at this point, this is status quo. You guys have been doing this for about a year at this point. What's it like?
It's liberating. I mean, and it's way more like we're on the outside looking in. I mean, at the Young Turks, maybe it's because I was still kind of new, so I hadn't had the Donna Brazil moment yet. Like, they kind of let us in. All right, they got a big following and they're progressives-ish, but you know, it'll be fine. So yeah, I got into the debates and other the convention and all that, but doing it this way, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's you know, we have to have a business discussion. Is it worth it going down economically? Because we're not going to get into the debates, so we won't be able to have those like viral moments. Luckily, it was worth it. I mean, we grew 82 paid members so far just in a week. Because really, there was nobody. I mean, shocking. We're covering a Green New Deal rally with all these like young people, and it's really inspiring. And it's just us. It's no other media. The debate watch parties, there was no other media. I haven't seen many interviews with Trump supporters. I think my colleague, old colleague Emma, did one or two, but like I haven't seen many. So yeah, it's definitely like liberating. It's also, you got to come up with like, all right, well, we got to come up with some content, so let's just storm the gates. So like the first day, I basically like went up to the front desk and like rabble roused and just live streamed it. So it's fun because I think it's although we didn't have access, honestly, it's almost like our business model is not based on access, but based on access to the people. Yeah. So the fact to be able to show the audience, like they're literally blocking like actual independent media from getting in. I think that shows where the Democratic Party is at. I mean, you're in a way like it's the same thing as like trying to shield Hillary Clinton from primary challengers. Well, you're a better general election candidate if you have a tough primary. It's almost like they're trying to shield these primary candidates from any tough questioning or embarrassment, which actually is not doing them a service. They should be challenged. They need to answer these questions, because I promise you, if Harris or Biden are the nominee, Trump's people,
they are going to get hit. They're going to get hit. They will have no issue hitting them. I agree with you on this. I agree with you on this.
One of the, I wouldn't call it weird, but just corrupt things. Not only did they not let us in, and by the way, like I like Michael Tracy, I like some of these people who got in, but like we have a bigger audience than them. Yeah. So like just on common sense, like you give credentials based on what's the size of the organization, what's their reach. So I'm not picking on him, but just the only, just a reference. But yeah, outside they literally had everything gated off. So they had supporters of the candidates holding signs like on an island in the middle where they wouldn't let journalists up to them. And I said to the security guard, like, what is this? They look like human props. In 2016, I could go to and from and interview supporters. And I challenged some of the supporters of like not like knocking them over the head, but respectfully. And the security guard told me we were told not to let anybody near them. I said, told by who? And I don't want to get the guy in trouble, but like he whispered to me, like, the party. And literally, they're shielding not only the candidates and the candidates' campaign, but like the supporters. And by the way, I did hear from one person holding a Joe Biden sign, like, oh, they told me where to go and hold it up.
Wow.
I mean,
it's look, I don't, in my head, I would do politics the same way. Maybe not like that. I mean, because that some of those things weaken candidates. But what if I was a Republican? Would I send a black Trump supporter out there? Yes, I would. I would absolutely. At every rally, I would have several of them. I would have, I would have crowds of parades of paid props. You're trying to win, so I don't begrudge them for that. But I do agree with you that it's counterproductive with some of that stuff. I think you weaken your candidates. They're going to get hit with those questions one way or the other.
It was just amazing to me. It was almost like controlled lab rats. I mean, they just had the supporters there as props. No media could go up to them, which is weird. Like, don't you want your candidate supporters to get exposure? Isn't that the point of this? And another thing that was, I would just say, it's always interesting. Like when Ty and I were doing our thing in the front, at the front desk, like going live and being like, yeah, the DNC told us to come. And I mean, I was lying, but whatever. You look at like people looking at us, like journalists with credentials. And some of them were looking at us like, it's like an unwritten look. And I got this a lot in 2016. Like, I'm with you. You know,
my heart is with you. Right,
I need the paycheck, but like, I'm with you. You know, like one guy was looking at us in particular, which was just like, he had an NBC thing around him, but like he liked what we were doing. But honestly, at the root of it, it says something that, they're letting in bloggers, they're letting in people with far fewer followings. I think I saw like a high school newspaper guy in there, but they won't let status quo in. And one could only think, I mean, listen, we're a reputable place. We broke a major story on Flint that is now being investigated by the AG's office. Oh, wow. We're at 46,000 subscribers in a little over a year, where, we're progressive. We don't take the DNC's view of things, but like, you can't, as a party, say Trump's an autocrat. Trump's attacking the free press because he's mean to Chuck Todd, but then you're yourself blocking independent media from going in. Because frankly, Jimmy wouldn't get in there as press. Tulsi Gabbard got him in.
By the way, not just blocking them. I mean, NBC is maintaining the rights to this, like nobody else. If you try to show this on your platform, you might get shut down trying to show the video on the platform. Like they've like clamped down on all of that stuff. I mean, it's not just press getting in. Yeah.
So it was really surreal. I definitely happy we went because we did get some great stuff. We always say like obviously we're trying to grow, but like you got to show up to grow, and like. You'd be so surprised, and I always say this to Jen, the co-founder of Status Quo. We have no competition. It's not even meant arrogantly. We literally have no competition. Rally, protest after protest, news story after news story that I go out in the field covering. We're literally the only cameras there. We're literally the only microphones there. And really, it's because I think, care. I mean, we have the judgment and the vision to be like, no, this Green New Deal rally on the side of the road with high schoolers and college kids is important. And like, yeah, I'd like to get in to challenge the campaign officials, but let me go interview Tulsi supporters because shouldn't their views get a voice a little bit? Same thing with Bernie supporters. So yeah, I'm happy we went. Definitely to button it up. It's really, compared to the Young Turks, this is definitely very more us versus them. We're not getting back in there. I don't expect to get credentials for the CNN debate in Detroit. We're still going to go. At this point, I think the convention's a stretch. But you know what? I wear it as a badge of honor, really. I mean, you must be doing something right if...
Yeah, they're pissed off like that. I mean, yeah.
I mean, as a business proposition, access would be helpful. I mean, if I could have gotten up front with Biden's campaign, Kamala's campaign, I'm pretty confident some of those videos would have went viral and helped our business. But you can't sell out for access. If I was going to do that, I'd just go back to MSNBC.
Yeah, you're just being a regular reporter at that point.
Yeah.
Dude, I really appreciate you coming on. When I saw that you were there, I was like, all right, I want to, at the very least, I want to talk to him, see what the experience was like being there. I am sad you weren't able to get in because I do think that sucks to some degree. And like you kind of made the point, there were, paper boys who were able to get in for whatever reason they kept you out. But no, I wish you would have gotten in. But I would say this, you got some damn good content. Right. Just being on the outside, that like I said, I think it's awesome. So.
Well, my hope is, I'm not naive. I don't expect the DNC to, re-invite me to the Christmas party. But my hope is as we grow, there will be more mounting pressure. Like for Status Quo viewers that are watching this, I can't tell you how many of them emailed NBC or called NBC before the debate.
Yeah, let them in.
So hopefully, as we grow, short plug, statusquo.com/join. You could give your money. Definitely give your money to Jamarl, but don't forget us. We're in the field. we're in the field covering the stories that the corporate media actually covers up. But yeah, I think as we grow, there will be a little bit more pressure, and until they basically put me on the no-fly zone to stop me from even flying to the place, we're going to keep showing up.
Badass. Thanks, man. All right, guys. Jordan Chariton, Status Quo. Check him out. If you guys enjoyed the content, please feel free to share, like, subscribe. You can always support through PayPal or Patreon. Thanks all.